The Rime of Ancient Mariner, based on famous poem by Samuel Taylor. An old mysterious sailor known as Ancient Mariner stops a young wedding guest on his way to a celebration. The guest is annoyed at first, but the mariner's strange, glittering eyes and intense voice compelled him to listen. What follows is a haunting tale of the sea, guilt, punishment, and redemptions. Let's start the story. The voyage begins. Many years ago, the mariner sailed on a grand ship with a cheerful crew. They left their homeland happily with good weather and strong winds pushing them forward. The sea was calm and everyone was in high spirit. But soon nature changed. A powerful storm struck the ship and drove it far south into icy, dangerous water near the Antarctic region. Huge icebergs surrounded them and the ship became trapped. The sailors feared they would die in the frozen wilderness. After that, the arrival of the albatross. Just when hope seemed lost, a large white seabird called an albatross appeared. The sailors saw it as a good omen, a sign of luck and guidance. The bird followed the ship, and shortly after, the ice began to break apart. A wind came, and the ship was freed. The crew fed the albatross and welcomed it as a friend. It circled the ship every day, bringing comfort and hope to the men. After that, a terrible act happened. Without any reason or warning, the ancient mariner took his crossbow and shot the albatross dead. The crew was shocked and angry. They believed he had killed a sacred bird that had saved their lives. But later, when the fog cleared and the weather improved, some sailors began to think perhaps killing the bird had helped them. Their opinion changed with the wind, showing human inconsistency. But soon the curse began. Soon disaster followed. The wind stopped completely. The ship became stranded in the middle of a burning ocean. The sun blazed overhead, and there was no water to drink, only endless salty sea. Water everywhere, but not a single drop to drink. The sailors suffered extreme thirst and heat. To punish the mariner, the crew hung the dead albatross around his neck, forcing him to carry the symbol of his crime. Strange supernatural event began. Slimy creatures crawled in the sea. The water looked aerial and lifeless. The sailor felt cursed. Now they knew that since the mariner has killed the albatross, the curse has grasped them. After that, one day the mariner saw a ship approaching on the horizon. At first, the crew rejoiced, thinking rescue had arrived. But as it came closer, terror filled their heart. The ship was costly and skeletal. On board were two supernatural beings, death and life in death. They were gambling for the souls of the sailor using dice. Death won the souls of the entire crew. Life in death won the ancient mariner. One by one, all the sailors dropped dead, their eyes staring accusingly at the mariner. He was left completely alone, surrounded by corpses on a silent ship drifting in a cursed sea. For days and nights, the mariner wandered the deck in horror. He could not pray. His guilt and fear trapped his soul. The dead sailor's eyes seemed to follow him everywhere. One night, he noticed beautiful sea snakes gliding in the water, shining with colors in the moonlight. For the first time since his crime, he felt genuine appreciations and love for another living creature. Without thinking, he blessed them. The moment changed everything. The albatross fell from his neck into the sea. The curse had begun to lift. His ability to pray returned. Rain finally fell, giving him water to drink. Supernatural spirits moved the ship towards his homeland. The dead sailors' bodies rose and worked the ship like silent ghosts guided by angels. When the ship neared land, it suddenly sank, but the mariner was rescued by a small boat carrying a hermit, a pilot, and a boy. He survived, but he was forever changed. The mariner learned that his punishment was not death, it was living with the memory. He felt a burning need to tell his story again and again to teach others a moral lesson. That is why he stopped the wedding guest at the beginning. This is the end of the story, and after this beautiful story, what we can learn, what the poet want to say through the ancient mariner. We can learn that all living things are connected. Cruelty toward nature brings suffering. Love and respect for every creature, big or small, is sacred. The wedding guest leaves the mariner a different person, quieter, wiser, and thoughtful, realizing that joy and celebration means little without understanding life's deeper values. The tale is not about the sea, coast, or curses. It is about guilt, respect for nature, spiritual awakening, and redemption through compassion. Thank you for listening the story and subscribing the channel.